Hey everyone, Nut Free Mama here. Today I'm going to show you how to make chunky apple pie. Okay, let's start off with our ingredients. First, for your easy crust, we're going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of sugar, which I already have added to my flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and then 2 tablespoons of milk. So that's for your crust. Then for our filling, we're going to need 6 to 8 apples, and I'm using Granny Smith, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So that is for our filling. And then for our butter crumb topping, we're going to need 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of flour, and 1/2 cup of butter softened, so that's a 1 stick. So this is everything that you're going to need, and then you also need a pie pan. Let's get started. Preheat your oven to 400 and spray your pie pan, or like I'm using a cake pan, generously with cooking spray on the bottom and the sides. And we're going to get to work on our super easy crust. Alright, to my bowl of flour, I just added all the rest of my crust ingredients, and I'm just going to whisk that until it comes together as a dough. Alright, I whisked what I could, and then I just used a spatula in my hands. So now we are just going to press this into our pie plate. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. I didn't have enough to go up along the edges, so I just did the bottom. But that's fine by me. I don't really care if I have it along the edges or not. So next we can get to work on our filling. You want to go ahead and peel and core all of your apples and cut them into large chunks. Alright, all of my apples are finally peeled and chopped up, and you can see like my chunks are pretty big there. So next I'm going to take my cinnamon and sugar and mix that together, and then I'm going to coat my apples with that. Alright, that looks great and it smells delicious. So next I am going to go ahead and just pour those on top of my pie crust. I forgot to mix in my 2 tablespoons of flour with this, so I just took it back out of my pie plate, and I'm just going to go ahead and add in the flour. Sorry about that. Alright, my flour is added to my filling now, and I just went ahead and put my apples back in, and like I said, give them some gentle taps on the counter to make sure they settle. And now over here in this bowl, I had my flour, and I added my sugar and stirred that up, and then I just added my butter a little at a time, and I basically just do this with a knife. I mean, it didn't turn into real crumbles, but we are going to fix that when we put it on top of our apple pie. So right now we're just going to go ahead and take this and just dollop it all over in little tiny pieces all over the pie. Alright, my butter crumble is all added to the top, and you can see it doesn't cover the entire pie, but that's okay because it comes together while it's baking. It spreads out. So we're going to go ahead and get this into the oven for 35 to 40 minutes at 400, and then we're going to reduce the temperature to 375. Alright, my first 35 minutes is up, and as you can see, I did put mine on a pan, so you might want to do that because I do have some spillage over here. But this looks and smells amazing. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I reduced my heat to 375, and we are going to bake it an additional 20 minutes. But just keep an eye on it because you might need to cover it with foil if your topping starts to burn. Alright, my apple pie is out of the oven, and it smells and just looks amazing. So we are going to let it go ahead and cool here probably for about an hour, just to be sure we don't burn ourselves when we cut into it. And I'm going to top it off with some yummy vanilla ice cream. So we'll be back in an hour to see what Taste Tester thinks. Alright, my cake has cooled for about an hour and a half, so we are going to cut into it and see what Taste Tester thinks. Hey, Taste Tester!
Hi.
Have a little taste.
Okay. Dang, after all, that's good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Alright, everyone, come back and see us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Bye!